George Orwell, in his infamous novel 1984, has written a line: "Reality exists only in the human mind and nowhere else." This line hits you really hard. Because everything you feel, everything you think, everything you decide all starts from here. It is very important that you have a bedrock of belief systems which is very, very structured. Everything starts from here, everything starts from your mind. And it is very important that you nurture your mind, you nurture your thinking process. I personally believe that books are one of the best ways in which you can develop your own opinions, you can develop a particular mindset, and basically being smart is just that. A structured way of thinking. Being smart doesn't mean that you just get good marks or you are performing well in your company, you're going into your dream university. If you are young, it is very important for you to read quality stuff so that you can develop this mindset, you can develop this thinking procedure, because of which you can become smart. Hey you beautiful people, welcome back to a new video on our channel Read Travel Become. In this video, I'm going to recommend 5 books which will make you smarter. Each of these 5 books will teach you a new thing. It will teach you a way of thinking, and I promise you, after reading any of these 5 books, you will have a different thinking procedure. You will think about things differently. So make sure you watch the video till the end. You may never know which thought or fact may resonate with you and change the course of your life. So let's get started. The first book on our list is Moonwalking with Einstein, written by Joshua Foer. So this book talks about memory. This book talks about how things are stored in our brain and how we can contemplate, how we can, navigate through all our thoughts and remember things. The book starts by the author visiting a US memory championship. He's basically sent there to, write articles about these super brainy people and these people who have extremely high IQs and are supposed to remember a lot of things. These people can memorize pages, these people can memorize images and stuff like that. The author is really intrigued by all these processes, and he himself decides to participate in this competition, and he wins that competition. So in this whole process, he has learned a lot of techniques and a lot of theories which he feels everybody should know. The main crux of this book is that you don't have to be superhuman to remember things. It's as easy as remembering the lyrics of the songs. People generally say that they have a really bad memory and they cannot remember things, but it is not at all the case. It is the way in which we are taught how to memorize things that is the problem. So after reading this book, you will find some very easy tips and techniques by which you can remember stuff. Everything he has written, he has a scientific basis to it, and also he has given a lot of examples which makes it fun, which makes it entertaining also. So yeah, if you want to improve your memory and not be that absent-minded person where you forget where you kept your keys and stuff like that, so you should definitely go for this book. So yeah, this book is a really good read. The next book on the list is Factfulness, written by Hans Rosling. Hans Rosling has also given a wonderful TED Talk on this particular topic. I'll put the link in the description. You can check the TED Talk also. It's a beautiful TED Talk. I had first encountered this book when I had heard Bill Gates recommending this book, because I think he's one of the smartest people we currently have. So I read this book because Bill Gates had recommended, and boy, a lot of my previous thinking, a lot of my previous perspectives have been changed after reading this book. And I'm sure if you have not read this book, if you just started from ground zero, a lot of your belief systems will change. A lot of you guys would be having a certain worldview that is going to change. How you consume content, how you see the news, everything is going to change after you read this book. So Factfulness, this book talks about analyzing data and studying news critically. So the author says that people generally have this notion that the world is a very bad place. We have a lot of poverty around, the education system is really bad, there is no proper vaccination, and basically we are heading towards an apocalypse. Everybody out there has this particular view, but whether it's actually true or not, we really don't know. We really consume what's being shown to us, what the news channels show us. The news channel only show us what is exciting. They make money out of that. But how to exactly analyze the facts, how to exactly go to the depths, critically analyze the news and consume and form a belief system around it, forms the crux of this book. So in Factfulness, you would be told how to analyze news, how to form an opinion about anything, and how to analyze data. Everything about analyzing data is talked in this book, and it's written in a very easy way, and you will face a lot of facts and figures which you thought were absolutely random and absolutely false. So yeah, this is a great book to read. If you consume content, there's a very smart way to consume content which you will learn after reading this book. The next book is again a Bill Gates recommendation. The book is named Mindset, written by Dr. Carol S. Dweck. So as the name suggests, the book talks about mindset. In particular, this book will always do a comparison between two kinds of mindsets, a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. The author says that everybody in this world are categorized into these two mindsets: those who have a fixed mindset and those who have a growth mindset. Fixed mindset people are those people who feel that they have a limit to their abilities. They think that all those high performers and high achievers are something extraordinary. They have those capabilities. I am just a regular person. These are my limits, and this is my fixed mindset. Whereas on the other side, the people who have a growth mindset are those people who feel they can endure a lot of failure. They can always look out for challenges, and they would always be happy in adversity. They would always look out for adversity so that they can learn from it. I found the book is a little bit repetitive. There are some points which you feel are repetitive, but the overall message of the book is really strong. The author has given an example. Let me just reiterate that example. It is a great analogy. So there are two kids. The first kid, when he's growing up, he finds a problem. He solves it. So his parent, his peers tell him that, man, you're very smart and you have a bright future and stuff like that. So this kind of a motivation builds an innate personality of his own, which he feels that he is smart enough. And when he encounters a harder problem, what happens is when he is not able to solve that problem, he thinks that I am smart, I am a smart guy, I have been told that, but I am not able to solve this problem. That means that this is my limit. I cannot go further than this. So basically this creates a fixed mindset. On the other hand, the other student finds a problem, he solves it, and the peers around him tell him that, okay, great that you solved this problem, but you should try a harder problem now. And when this kid finds a harder problem, his mindset is different. He now thinks that, okay, if I'm not able to solve this problem, that means I'm doing something wrong. So let me try another way. Let me try this, let me try that. So this develops a growth mindset for this particular kid. So this is a basic example, but it can be extrapolated to many different fields. The author has explained some techniques and tips by which you can shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. So this is a great book, and I definitely recommend you all to read this book. The next book on my list is Freakonomics. The title says, a rogue economist explores the hidden side of everything. This book is a very popular book and you might have heard of it. Mind you, this book is not at all an economics book. It's not at all a mathematics or statistics book. This book is a fun book. It's basically any kind of a situation. The author has presented some situations, some normal situations, and he has tried to find connections using numbers, using data. So when you think in a different way, when you think in an out of the box way, you can find interesting results. This forms the crux of the book. So the book has some very interesting case studies. It is a very interesting read, and everything is backed up by statistics and mathematics. Some of the cases, I'll read it out to you. Cases like, what do school teachers and sumo wrestlers have in common? How is the Ku Klux Klan like a group of real estate agents? Why do drug dealers still live with their moms? Where have all the criminals gone? What makes a perfect parent? And stuff like that. So there are some bizarre connections, there are some bizarre ideologies which you will find out when you go into the depths of normal situations. This book will help you to analyze stuff in an out of the box way. It will help you to think in an out of the box way. You can find patterns literally everywhere. The human brain is designed in such a way that it predilects itself towards finding patterns. So you can literally find hidden patterns in everything. Because it is an entertaining read and it is not very scientific, this book is a very popular book and people generally enjoy reading this book. And I'm sure even you will enjoy reading this book. And the fifth book on our list is Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers. So who are outliers? Outliers are those people who went that extra path, who went that extra mile and are extraordinary. So there is a certain notion that if you work hard, if you are intelligent enough, you will find success. But the author here has a different viewpoint. He says that being at the right place at the right time is equally important. So he has taken a lot of examples of successful people and he has said that all their efforts were in the right direction. They were aligned with their goals. Their hard work was aligned with their goals. Only because of this they were able to achieve what they have achieved. A successful person can always connect the dots. He can basically draw a bullseye around the arrow which he has hit. He can basically form his own story so that it feels that he is connecting the dots, but it's not actually the case. A lot of factors depend on how you can be successful. All of this is explained in the book. The best part about this book is that the writer has given some real life examples which relate to you a lot, because when you read something which is real, when you read something which is out there, you feel a different kind of relatability with it. So all of these examples in the book are very, very inspiring. They will make you think. They will make you think about your own life, your own decision making powers. So yeah, those were the 5 books. I promise you, if you read any of these books, something will hit you and you will definitely think in a different way. You will start looking at things with a different perspective. All of these books are written in that way. And yeah, that's all for this video. I really hope you like all of these recommendations. If you like my content, if you like my work, do like this video, put a comment down below what you feel, and subscribe to my channel. It really motivates me to put up content like this. And thank you so much for all the support that you have given. A lot of interesting content coming up. Thank you so much for all the support. That's all for this video. See you in the next video. Bye bye.